So, I don't know if you can see it up there. I can hear it beeping, but it's the little white dot about 4/5 of the way up the foliage on the tree. I thought I'd land on this nice big strip right here, but no, I missed, and I got it stuck in the tree. So hopefully I'll still be able to download the footage and show it to you. Hopefully I'll be able to retrieve it. Luckily enough, my wife's father is on the SWAT team, and they have all kinds of really cool tools at their disposal. So, embarrassingly enough, and a rule for all of you folks out there, don't call 911 when your drone gets stuck in a tree. Certainly don't call the SWAT team when your drone gets stuck in a tree. But if your father-in-law is cool enough to be on the SWAT team, give him a call, because he'll probably come up and help you out. Okay, so after only, 2-3 hours, Kevin came and we had a ladder, a pruner, a pool skimming pole, and after getting cut up by every thorn on that tree, we managed to get the disco back down. So it lives to fly another day. Kevin gets to go enjoy his night, and maybe my wife will stay with me just a little bit longer. Right. Let's go and eat something. Let me try and explain a little bit what's going on with the disco and how it's supposed to work and what's not going right for me here. As soon as you hand launch the disco, let's just call it a wing, as soon as you hand launch and you let go of that wing, it's supposed to pitch itself back and immediately gain altitude and get up to the predetermined altitude for loitering. And then it's supposed to loiter in a radius that, again, you predetermined. So I could tell it to go up to 150 feet and then make 80-foot wide circles, or 80-foot radius circles. It's not quite doing that every time. So on that first flight, yeah, it did it perfectly, but then it was a landing problem, so I'll talk about that in just a moment. But the second flight, I think you saw, it just skimmed to the ground, very slowly pitched, and then just, it was too late. It went into a tree. That second flight, that was enough clearing for it to get to the 150-foot altitude it should have gone to. It just never pitched. It never went up. It banked a little to the right. I was not controlling it at all, and that's exactly what it did. For landing, different story. There's a couple of different landing modes. There's circular, and then there's linear. Circular landing is when you tell it to return home, return to the spot where it was initially loitering. That's what it's supposed to go and do, and just circle at the spot where you initially took off, so you could prepare a landing zone, figure out where you're going to land it, and then bring it in for a linear landing. The linear landing is just like an airplane coming into a runway. You line it up and it's supposed to come on in. That first flight, again, I lined it up, hit linear landing. It should have come down for landing, but you could see it was kind of banking left and right and banked itself right into a tree. So I'm just finding that the automated modes, or Chuck, aren't quite working the way they're supposed to be. Some kind of an issue going on. Let's see what we get out of a third flight. God, I hope it goes well. not quite the outcome I was expecting with the Parrot Disco. I hate to say it, I mean, I was so excited when it came. I was really looking forward to flying it, and it looked so cool. It's really different from any drone I've ever flown before. But in my defense, I've flown helicopters, I've flown airplanes, fixed wings, other wings just like that Disco, and all kinds of drones, all shapes and sizes. I can't understand why that drone was suicidal from the beginning. It really loved trees, and out of 3 flights, 3 for 3 ended in trees. You know, the first flight couldn't land, it banked itself right into a tree. Second flight couldn't take off, took itself right directly into a tree. And then the third flight, it took off and went a half a mile away from the point where it really should have been loitering, and then it just lowered its altitude until it got stuck in a tree. So as much as I really wanted to be able to say great things about the Disco, I can't. I would be lying if I said it was wonderful. I would be lying if I said it was easy to fly or reliable or anything else. I didn't want it to go this way, but I'm sorry. I have to give it thumbs down, or I really haven't come up with any kind of a system. Am I gonna rate them A through F, or 1 through 10, or thumbs up, thumbs down? Really, I haven't given that much thought yet. Look how tall those trees are. It's in the top of one of those. I mean, I know which one thanks to the app, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it. So maybe it'll fall and my father-in-law will come by at just the right time. Maybe it'll fall and someone else will just find themselves a Parrot Disco laying there. Or maybe it'll wait till winter and it'll hibernate with all the other little tiny animals. So either way, wasn't successful. Nothing with the Disco seemed to be successful. I really wished it was a different turnout. I really was rooting for it, but such is its fate. All right, I guess Disco is dead. Craig from B&H. See you guys next time.